everyone, it's Carolyn and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I have been so looking forward to creating this video today because I'm going to be making two different PCOS friendly fall treats. Now, one of my biggest barriers to going gluten and dairy free to help manage my PCOS was that I didn't want to be giving up all of my favorite foods. And we just went on a recent trip apple picking and I wasn't able to indulge in one of my favorite fall foods, which are fall themed donuts. Those apple cider donuts and pumpkin spice donuts are one of my favorite things I look forward to every year. So since they aren't readily available in a gluten and dairy free version, I decided I'm going to give it a shot and whip up a batch of my own. So let me know down in the comments which one of these two donut varieties you think sounds the tastiest. And of course, if you make any of them, don't forget to tag me over on Instagram and let me know how they turn out. So here are my donut pans. I purchased these on Amazon and they are that flexible silicone material, which I really like because that means that they are going to be non-stick. They're also very easy to clean. You can throw them in the dishwasher. They're also microwave and freezer safe, I believe. It's not sponsored, but I will link these in the description box if you are looking for a donut pan. And it's very good. I learned to have one that has the center go up really high so that you can make sure that the center doesn't close in when they're baking. So I got my donut pans ready, and then this recipe does require a little bit of advanced planning because your butter and your eggs are supposed to be at room temperature. So just grab 2 eggs and 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use dairy-free butter and let that sit out. I'm going to let it sit out for about 30 minutes. I'm going to get started by preheating my oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit before I get started mixing up the ingredients for these amazing apple cider donuts. So I'm first going to be adding all of the dry ingredients, and as you can see here, I am using gluten-free flour. So just make sure to be careful to read the label on your gluten-free flour to see if it already contains xanthan gum, because if your flour blend already contains it, then you are not going to want to add any extra. That is going to have you end up with super gummy donuts, which we most definitely want to avoid. Now I'm mixing up my wet ingredients. I have my room temperature eggs, my apple cider, and my 6 tablespoons of dairy-free butter. I am using the Earth Balance brand, and I think it worked pretty good. I decided to use my hand mixer just to speed up the whole process, and I'm also going to use that to combine both my wet and dry ingredients together.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know,
Once that's all combined nicely, you can grab a piping bag if you have one, but a plain old large Ziploc bag will work just as good. I find that it's easiest if you place it in a tall glass, fold it over, and then you can easily pour in your batter. All you need to do is snip off the end and you have an easy way to distribute the batter into your donut pans very quickly and easily. I know I mentioned at the beginning that my silicone pans were non-stick, but unfortunately that proved not to be the case. So if you're making this, make sure you spray them really well, no matter what type of pan you have. The piping bag makes it so easy to distribute the batter very evenly, and at the end, I just give them a little shake and a tap to kind of smooth them out.
if I will ever figure out where the road goes, even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head.
I'm going to go ahead and pop these in my preheated oven in the center rack, and these are going to bake for about 12-ish minutes. They're not going to be quite golden brown. They're going to be a tiny bit pale, but I promise you the underside is going to be browned, and you'll know they're done when you poke them. They kind of spring back a little bit. While those are baking away, you can go ahead and mix up your cinnamon sugar topping that we're going to be putting on our donuts when they're done.
high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground.
It's good to do this as soon as possible, like as soon as the donuts are cool enough to handle. So I waited about 2 to 3 minutes and I went ahead and rolled them in the sugar, and I thought that it stuck pretty well. However, if yours doesn't seem to be sticking, then maybe you can brush on a little bit of melted butter or melted coconut oil, and maybe that would help it stick a little better. And here they are, Instagram ready for their close-up. How beautiful and tasty do these look?
I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
It's time for the moment of truth, the taste test. What do you think?
I think good.
Honestly, the texture of these are so good. They are nice and light and fluffy. I mean, I don't think I would be able to tell the difference between this and a regular apple cider donut made with traditional flour. It tastes great. 2 thumbs up. Very excited to try my pumpkin ones next week.
Literally, the cinnamon sugar is the best. That's super good.
And that's on baking with your kids. Next up are going to be these delicious pumpkin spice glazed donuts. OMG, these are good. All right, apple cider, move aside. It is time for my pumpkin spiced donuts. Again, I have all the ingredients listed here on the screen. I just went ahead and mixed everything up in one giant bowl, and honestly, it came out fine doing it this way. So go ahead, it's gonna save you at least a little bit of cleanup to do it this way.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down.
I am going to be using the same piping technique to get my donuts into my donut pan. I'm using my piping bag or plastic bag, using a tall glass, and I can easily pour in my batter. This just seriously made it so easy to get the donuts filled evenly.
The sky is falling down.
I did not forget this time to spray my pans. My donuts popped right out at the end. You'll see. I definitely wish I did this with my other donuts, but hey, that's a learning process.
Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down.
A little shake and into the oven these go. This time I'm baking them at 350 degrees for about 15 or so minutes. While those are in the oven, you can go ahead and prepare your glaze. Now this is going to go on top of the donuts, and it gave it such an amazing flavor, I wouldn't skip it. However, I did think mine was a little bit too sticky, so I think I'm going to do a little bit less maple syrup than I did this time, the next time I prepare these. So maybe I'll do 2 to 3 tablespoons instead of the 4 that I used this time.
don't like being on my own. I could use someone to hold, and I've been trying to fill the void, but my bed is getting cold, 'cause I don't have you, I don't have us.
When your donuts are done but still warm, go ahead and dip them in that yummy, delicious glaze, and then I set mine on a wire rack to cool.
Not anymore. You said you had to go away just to figure out who you are, and I'm in this empty house with your pictures on my wall, but I don't have you, I don't have us, at least not anymore. Now I'm just waiting for love, waiting for love. Try to forget about you makes me restless. Waiting for love, waiting for love. I don't know what else I can do, it's hopeless to be holding on to you.
It's time for the fun part, the taste test. I think they're great. The glaze really makes it. Even though there was quite a bit of sugar in it, they don't taste overly sweet, but you get a ton of sweetness from just that little bit of glaze. There's really not that much on there, but definitely don't skip that part. I would say the texture is really good, pretty close to a traditional donut that you would get at like a coffee shop. Nice and soft, not really like gummy at all, which I know can be an issue with baking. I think they're great. We'll see what my kids think. So again, I just want to reiterate, just because these don't have gluten or dairy, I know I've been calling them PCOS friendly donuts, they are definitely considered a treat. We shouldn't be having like 2 or 3 of these per day. They are definitely going to be causing an insulin spike in my bloodstream. So I'm going to go pair this with some protein as soon as I am done recording this clip. That's just gonna help kind of stabilize my blood sugar so that I don't have these huge spikes in my glucose and insulin levels. That's just a little trick if you want to enjoy a treat, which you totally can every now and then. Pair it with a little bit of protein, and it's just gonna help balance those hormones. So I will definitely be doing that. I will be freezing the leftovers of these so that I can enjoy them over the next few weeks. I'm not going to be having one like every single day because that's just not smart for really anybody in general. But I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got some ideas on how to make some fun, full PCOS friendly donut treats to enjoy, and that you will stay tuned because I have some great content planned over the next couple of weeks. I know in my past 3 videos, I've been talking about how I have gone gluten and dairy free in order to help balance my hormones and manage my PCOS, but I'm really going to be diving deep into the evidence behind that and why it is so helpful for us women with PCOS. So I hope that you'll stay tuned for that, because if you have PCOS and you're kind of on the edge about whether you think you should be making this type of lifestyle change, then those videos are definitely going to be perfect for you. So I hope I'll see you next Monday. Bye!
I guess we forgot about the way we could sit and talk all night. We just let the good times pass and got caught up in our fights.